and we are still in back to school season. So we're going to be doing a little teaching kind of, Miss Frizzle style. We're taking it back. Unfortunately, not in a magic school bus, but
that would be cool.
I know, right?
Looking at this picture, can you name 3 parts of the breast?
No.
So this lets us know that there's not a lot that we know about the breast, because there's
Right.
so much more to that.
Right.
Don't compare yourself to other people's, because the nipple, the areola, all the breast shape is going to look different for everyone.
Their pectoral muscles. So when you pumping at the gym,
Both men and women.
Yes, that's what's being pumped right there, that muscle.
It's named after a man who discovered the ligaments.
I bet he did.
Yes.
I felt the light inside of me.
Yeah. I'm like, that's a new one for me, but I'm going to learn today. Let's talk about breasts.
Let's talk about you and me.
Let's talk about all the good things
and all the bad things. Welcome to episode 53 of Bluetooth Podcast. I'm your best friend, Jaleesa.
I'm Chantel.
And we are still in back to school season. So we're going to be doing a little teaching kind of, Miss Frizzle style. We're taking it back. So before we get to that, let's take Boob Tube on the move. Unfortunately, not in a magic school bus, but
that would be cool.
I know, right?
Looking at this picture, can you name 3 parts of the breast?
The nipple.
Can you name anything other than the nipple on the breast?
No. The other part, the top one, what's that called? The round part. So the nipple is the point. The round part is called areola. The areola. I think that top is the areola.
Okay, yeah. but okay, I got 2. Can you name one more part of the breast anatomy?
Nipple, areola, and of the breast. It gotta be the breast tissue.
Okay, we'll roll with that.
Can you name 3 parts of the anatomy of the breast? Looking at this picture or off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, I would say the nipple, the areola, and that's about all I know.
Nothing inside?
But just tissues.
Okay.
Looking at this picture, can you name 3 things that make up the breast? Or perhaps just at the top of your head, do you know?
Nipple.
Nipple? Okay, there's
no. Breast tissue?
Okay.
That's all I got.
All right. We got 2 parts of the breast. People know the 3 common ones, I guess.
The tissue, the nipple, and the areola.
Yeah.
And that's for men and women. So
yeah,
it's an even playing field right now.
So this lets us know that there's not a lot that we know about the breast, because there's so much more to that.
Right. So the first thing in one of the diagrams, it labels, well, they couldn't see the labels, but it labels the Cooper's ligaments, the major ducts, and the nipples. So the Cooper's ligaments are the fibrous connections between the inner side of the breast skin and the pectoral muscles, working in conjunction with the fatty tissues and the more fibrous lobular. No, they're lobules. So lobular tissues. They are largely responsible for maintaining the shape and configuration of the breast. So in other episodes, we talked about ligaments when we talked about the aging of the breast. So obviously, like if you tear ligaments or just as they get older, they will, be what causes the sagging, obviously.
And bounce.
Yeah.
Because I remember even I had stretch marks since I was in high school because of the bounce. So that can mess up your Cooper ligaments as well.
Did not know that. That makes sense. Obviously your major ducts, we talked about that with the the Father's Day episode when we had them labels or asking some questions. The lactiferous ducts, that's where your milk is gonna come out for the baby.
Yeah, a lot of structural stuff that goes on behind the scenes of the of the breast.
And it's just amazing how the body works.
Yes, absolutely. Of course, you have your the glands that produce the milk we just discussed, but the in hormones they play a key role in breast development and function. What?
I think the ear was just like a typo.
Oh, I was like,
it was
interesting.
Like...
I'm like, that's a new one for me, but I'm gonna learn today.
They know it's just a typo.
Okay.
Because I was like, wait, what are in hormones? I was like, oh, I forgot to fix that typo.
Anyway, hormones. Hormones are, play a big part in development and function of the breast. So estrogen, progesterone. Keep those in mind.
What else do we have? Oh, the alveoli. I believe that's how it's pronounced. I think so. It's been a while since I've heard these words.
Yeah.
But those are grape-like clusters of cells in the breast that are essential for milk production and storage during breastfeeding. So it adds that, of course, with milk production, when a baby suckles, the hormone oxytocin is released, which causes the muscles around the alveoli, charge it to the heart, to contract. And this pushes the milk into the milk ducts and out into the baby.
Yeah.
And it's the lobes or lobules that help push that out as well.
I think if it weren't for this, or even just breastfeeding, I would just probably stick with nipples and areola as the functioning parts of breast, because unless you're like really into it, like maybe a doctor, or you're experiencing certain things, particularly with your own breast, you're not gonna be
using these.
Yes.
It's just like something you'll learn in biology class, and maybe if you become a doctor, it'll be more useful. But if not, you probably won't think about them again, which is why I'm struggling with some of these words, because I haven't heard them since 10th grade. I don't know.
Yeah. But some of the stuff we should have learned about,
Yeah.
like, especially when your breast changed, like the Cooper's ligaments, that was a huge thing for me too. It was in this man who, it's named after a man who discovered the ligaments.
I bet he did.
Yes. So, but the connectivity of it all is important to understand. But that goes back to what we've talked about in previous episodes too, about proper support and different things like that. So when you have that in place, you can maintain your the shape of your breast a little bit longer when the Cooper's ligaments are well maintained.
Right. I did like how the second image showed all the way like to the ribs, to show like how your breasts are above your ribs. And that in front of that, of course, is going to be your pectoral muscles. So when you pumping at the gym,
both men and women.
Yes, that's what's being pumped right there, that muscle right above your rib. And yeah, you can see some changes in that with your breast too, because like I said, we all have pecs.
Yep.
So some of them are just more defined than others, but
they're there.
Exactly.
Like that 6-pack you working on. Keep digging.
Dig a little deeper, sculpt it out. Yeah, the other image didn't have much more that we didn't. I mean, the skin, I think everybody knows that, but that's not something that people are going to think about when you ask that question. Like, so.
Yeah.
But it's there. You got skin.
And even with the nipples, there are different holes and things to be mindful of when it comes to the breast anatomy of that. Yeah. And that we say this often, don't compare yourself to other people's, because the nipple, the areola, all the breast shape is going to look different for everyone, but the anatomy behind of it is generally is the same.
Exactly. So we wanted to go over, just a little brief lesson.
Science for you.
Yes, some biology for you. And just bring a refresher for some if you're a little older like us and don't work in the medical field as a doctor dealing with breasts every day. Yeah, Because I feel like even someone else, I mean, it might be deeply embedded in them just for being a doctor, but I'm saying like if it's not your specialty,
Yeah.
like maybe if you are a pediatric doctor, you're probably not really thinking about the
No.
anatomy of the breast that much. It's just more so like you know it, but you're not saying it every day,
But I
and you
think
might
that
kind of
it would be cool because I think there are things that happen like within our bodies and like you might feel something. I'm like, I wonder if that's my
you're newborn.
lobular
Oh, I was like, wait, I don't
lobular
get it.
tissue. I don't know, just
I was like,
whatever.
is that my
No,
newborn?
lobular
I,
congestion.
I felt a light inside of me, and I wondered if that was my newborn. I'm like, wait,
No, like
what?
if you feel something, you can. I want to like if you knew the anatomy of it, the
Oh
vocabulary,
yeah,
like okay, this is my pectoral muscle.
yeah. I think that especially if you're a woman, and if you lactate, or if unfortunately you have a breast discharge of any sort, then you can see like if you were to squeeze it or something, you could see the little holes, so you could see the openings of your lactiferous duct, and yeah.
Yep.
Other than that, it's pretty.
I think if you were to say some of this stuff publicly in regular conversation, you would get what is wrong with you.
Yes.
My Cooper ligaments have stretched.
My alveoli. I'm like, what? But it's interesting if people are able to name these things and label it. We had them do that at
Yeah.
the luncheon.
Yeah.
So
This has been another very informative episode as we took a deep dive into breasts, kind of Miss Frizzle style, but hopefully you get the picture, especially as you see them now, and can take what you've learned and share it with someone and just apply it to your life as well. Be sure to tune in for our next episode as we continue conversations about breasts, of course, but this time, whether big or small, particularly small, we want you to tune in and provide your feedback along the way. Be sure to check us out on Patreon and on the socials, and tune in to our website or check out our website to purchase merch as well. See you next time.
adios.